live from Palin Music Studios in Springfield, Missouri. It's Wake Up with Greg. Here's your host, Greg.
Hey friends, good morning and welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I'm your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center. Happy spring. Spring is finally here. We got birds singing outside. We got flowers blooming. We got a touch of rain in the sky today. So, man, it's a great Friday. I'm happy to be here with you all. Thank you for being here. For those of you new to the show, we are now live on YouTube and Facebook, and just spreading the word to the world about love and music and fun and laughs and all that good stuff. So we're here every Friday morning, 9 a.m. Central, to share the coolest instruments on the internet for you. I've got a couple of saxophones and a clarinet to share with you later, so stay tuned for that. We'll be getting into that here shortly. So great to see you. I'm happy to be here. I hope you are too. We're going to dig into this. We got the live stream chat going on already. Good morning to you all. Ma Claire from California, wishing she was here. She was the star of the show last week, and we'll try to get her on again, maybe this summer or maybe Christmas. We'll see what we can do there. Good morning, folks out there. I'm happy to be here with you. So what do we got going on in the world here at old Palin Music Center? I'm trying to think. We got a Cars and Guitars coming up, I think, maybe something like that.
Sometime we are.
Sometime soon. You know, spring is sprung, so time to get the polish on the wheels and get the gas flowing through the motors. Get those cars out here. We'll have more details on that soon. Cars and Guitars is a big thing for us, and we have a lot of fun with it. So, but other than that, we just got we had the PCC this week, but Palin Concert Clinic. So, lots of exciting stuff going on out there for people getting ready for concert season. And I think that's about it. That's all the news that's fit to print. We got a guest producer in the house this morning, the legend himself, the wonderful Max. Good morning, Max.
Good morning, Greg. I'm tickled that you called me a producer.
Hey, you know, you're moving up in the world.
In the sense of like Gene Wilder producer? Or?
It could be Gene Wilder. Could be, yeah, you never know. But the Quincy Jones producer. That's a high level right there.
Yeah, you gave me too much credit, sir.
All well deserved, my friend. Our buddy Jordan is out on PTO this week. I don't know where he is or where he went in the world, but he'll be back next week, I think. This is our last show for the month of March. We next week we're into April. We got April Fools going on next week. Of course, that'll happen before the Friday show, but lots of fun stuff to go on there. So be sure to check back with us. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Ask your questions. I'll give you a shout out. Let me know where you're watching from in the world, and we'll have a good time with that. So I think that's all the news that's fit to print. Shall we dive in?
Yeah, I think if I recollect, it's shirt and watch time.
Oh, shirt and watch time. Yeah, we still do that, I guess. Shirt and watch time. Well, the shirt, I haven't worn this one in a while. Getting ready to switch from the winter to the summer wardrobe. So
from the winter Greg collection to the summer Greg collection.
That's right. The winter Greg collection to the summer Greg. This is a very interesting shirt. This is a Robert Graham, not a name that you normally hear from me in the shirt world. I call it my Technicolor shirt because it's got pretty much every color on the rainbow in here and all these really fine stripes. And then we got all kinds of crazy graphic. It's not paisley, but it's like what do they call that? A mandala or whatever on the sleeves. And then it's got different colors in the collar and all along the button seam. I don't want to like flash. It's got different colors in the button seam there. So a lot of fun. So Robert Graham, check him out. And then the watch. This is my 100th episode watch. My Seiko 503 that was gifted to me by the crew here for my 100th episode. And now we're at episode, I don't know, like 225, something like that. I haven't done a count lately because when we switched from daily to weekly, it's been a little harder to keep track, which you would think it'd be easier to keep track, but I don't know. Just not counting them. So the Seiko, yeah, this is with a green dial, stainless steel. Super cool. I love it. So that's the shirt and the watch. I think we're working on like a a watch episode where it'll be just about watches. That could be fun.
That'll be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch. It's time for a show about watches. We'll do something fun like that for sure. All right. Well, that's the shirt, that's the watch, that's the game. Well, why don't we dig into our first instrument of the day? I happen to have it right here under my desk. Get the right. Ooh, there's the light. You can see this is a Buffet clarinet. This is the Buffet R13, the legendary Buffet R13. With that close-up camera, we're going to flip that around, get a shot of what's in the case there. Ooh, look at that. Nice and pretty. Now, the R13 is the longest running professional model clarinet made by Buffet. Gosh, I think they've been making this model for over 50 years. And with very few changes over those years. And this is still, I believe, the #1 selling clarinet as far as professional clarinets in the world, played by more artists around the world than pretty much any other clarinet out there. And it is just a tried and true design, kind of the father of the polycylindrical bore that Buffet is well known for. I'm just going to slap this together here so you see what it looks like assembled. Professional grade, aged grenadilla wood, or African black wood, or whatever you want to call it. I'll try to get that. It's a little slippery with the gloves there, but we'll make that work. And then we'll get the barrel on there. These clarinets are not mouthpieces. They don't come with a mouthpiece because as a professional player, you probably already have the mouthpiece that you like to use. So that's Buffet's thinking on that. But kind of just running through the simple specs, like I said, polycylindrical bore. So what does that mean? A clarinet is a cylindrical bore instrument, meaning it's a straight cylinder from top to bottom. But that being said, polycylindrical means we've got multiple cylinders. So the cylinder's shape, the shape changes throughout the clarinet. And what that does is it improves your intonation. It improves the airflow, the resistance, all of the factors that come into playing this instrument. So it's a very unique design that many companies have copied since then, but it is kind of the industry standard now for professional grade clarinet. So very well seasoned, unstained, natural, dark grenadilla wood, about the highest grade you can get. Buffet makes this in the traditional wood, and then they also do their green lined version, which is a kind of a grenadilla wood composite, which is a little bit more, what do they call it, eco-friendly kind of deal. But then we've got the bright silver-plated keys. We offer this as far as what we keep in stock. The silver-plated key version, which is this one, and then the nickel-plated key version, which is a little bit less expensive to make it a bit more affordable. I prefer the silver keys, both in the look and the feel of them, but that's just me. Traditional layout design, nothing too kind of out of the ordinary there. Highest quality pads, adjustable thumb hook on the back. There's really not a whole lot else to say about that other than it's just a fantastic clarinet. This is the one that's just hard to beat. Now, there are clarinets that are higher level than this. I mean, Buffet makes, gosh, I don't know, 6 or 8 different other models. They've got the Legend and the Tosca and the R13 and the I can't even think of them all. There's so many. But anyway, there's a lot to check out with Buffet. But this is the R13, the Legend itself. It's not the R13 Legend, just the R13, but it is a Legend. It's an icon. So this is live on our website right now at palinmusic.com, or you can check out our Reverb page at reverb.com to pick this up, or you can just give me a call, 417-882-7006 or 7000. You can reach us all kinds of ways. So that is the R13. And we'll set that aside now.
Very nice, Greg.
Thank you, Max. Appreciate that. I probably should have played this for you today. I got a little behind the 8 ball on time this morning and forgot my mouthpiece. So I know. If only I had a watch to tell me what time it was.
Or a plethora of watches.
All right, that's instrument number one, the Buffet R13 Clarinet. Check it out. Check it out. All right, that brings us to segment number two, which is Hawaiian coffee.
Hawaiian coffee. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. What's next, Max?
Is it something cool? Or is
Nope.
it music? Is it? Oh. See, you called me Quincy Jones, and now I'm feeling like...
the pressure is on, right?
Yeah.
Well, Quincy Jones produced what?
We Are the World. Thriller.
I was thinking on more of a global music. He produced music.
Oh.
Where I was going. So yeah, it's time to suggest some music.
Okay.
All right. This song came to me this week. I'd never heard it before this week, but I thought it was so cool that I wanted to share it with you. This song is called Torque. You know, like a torque wrench, but not the Charlie Daniels of the torque wrench, but just Torque. And this song is performed by the Alan Baylock Jazz Orchestra, featuring the legendary Doc Severinsen. Now, just a hitch in the giddy up here. I could not find a video of this song with Doc Severinsen in it, but I did find the song just with the Alan Baylock Jazz Orchestra. So that's what we're going to show you, but the song that I will add to the Spotify Wake Up with Greg playlist will be the Doc Severinsen version. So just keep that in mind while you're watching this. So, Max, roll that beautiful bean footage and let's take a look at Torque by Alan Baylock Jazz Orchestra. Killer bass trombone right there at the beginning. Saxophone section. Now this song goes on for, I don't know, like 6 minutes. You don't have to play the whole thing for sure. You can probably skip ahead a little bit, Max, if you want to. And you can get a trombone solo there. I don't know the names of any of the players in this group. I just found out about them this week. So, definitely an ensemble of players. I will be doing more of a deep dive into this group.
Not all names Adam Baylock.
Do what?
Not all Adam Baylock.
Do that. Yeah, for the trombone solo there. Oh, trumpet solo now. We can go on and on with this, guys, but just know this is an amazing song. And like I said, I wish I could have found the Doc Severinsen version, but apparently it's not recorded as far as the video is concerned. Or maybe it is, and it's just not on YouTube. But check out Alan Baylock Jazz Orchestra. This song, Torque, will be added to the Spotify Wake Up with Greg playlist that you have access to as a public playlist. It's got 17 hours of music on there now. So you can listen to it all day, all week long. So that is my song choice for the day. I hope you enjoy it. Max, you can finish this out on that, and we'll call it good. Like I said, that video is like 6 minutes long. But anyway, so that's my song choice for the day. I hope you like it. Doc Severinsen, of course, one of the legends in the industry. You may remember him from The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, which... I mean, Johnny Carson retired from The Tonight Show in '92, And so, the younger generations may not be fully aware, but Doc Severinsen led the Tonight Show band. And it was a big band, like you just saw in the video. One of the greatest bands of all time, filled with some of the top players in the LA area. And Doc Severinsen, of course, leading that on trumpet, and with his amazing wardrobe of, I try to, instill a little Doc in my wardrobe from time to time. So I think he'd like this shirt. But I think he's like in his 90s now, or certainly late 80s.
When you told me about this, I looked him up and I was like, oh, he is very much still alive.
Yeah, he is still alive.
I think,
but I think he's finally retired from playing at like age 93 or something. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, check it out. Torque is the song. Alan Baylock Jazz Orchestra featuring Doc Severinsen. And the album is called Prime Time, I think. I mean, I can just show it to you there. Yeah, Prime Time. If you can see that on the zoom in close-up camera. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. All right. Prime Time is the album. Special guest, Doc Severinsen. Okay, so that is the song for the day. Check it out. Let's dig into instrument number 2.
What do you got for us?
What do I have for you? Well, I'll show you the case there. Ta-da. This is a Selmer saxophone, Selmer USA saxophone. We just got this in just a couple days ago. And it's a new model we've been waiting for. Kind of an reimagined model. This is the SAS511B. So the 511 series is their kind of considered an intermediate horn. Professional grade features, but at that lower price point, that makes it the nice step up for an advancing player who's ready to get maybe not the most expensive horn on the market, but one that's really going to take him to the next level. And this is a great horn for that. This is the SAS511B Selmer USA series. A couple cool things about this. It comes in, I think, 4 different finishes. This one happens to be the black nickel plated finish with the gold lacquered keys. One of the most popular finishes on saxophones these days. It's just such an elegant looking, striking instrument that really stands out in a group, but yet is not so bold and brash as to, stick out on its own and not blend with a horn, with a section that's got, regular brass instruments in it. So one thing I absolutely love, though, is the engraving on this horn, because it is styled after the vintage Selmer Mark VI engraving from the 50s and 60s, all done by hand and in an absolutely beautiful pattern there. And they've got, it goes down on the bow section down here. You can see that. And then I think, where did I see it? Is it somewhere else? Oh yeah, on the back side of the bell here. I don't know if you can see that back there. Anyway, so that's what that is. And this is an intermediate level horn. Has the mother of pearl key touches, has the full poster rib construction, high F sharp, front F, rocker table left hand spatula keys, fine adjustments throughout, leather pads with metal tone boosters. I mean, guys, this is, for all intents and purposes, this is a professional grade horn, just at that more affordable intermediate level price. So I would highly recommend this for any advancing player that's on a budget that needs a horn that will perform and both sound and look great in any setting. So this is a phenomenal piece. The Selmer SAS511B, live on the website right now, palinmusic.com, or by giving me a call, 417-882-7006, or check out our Reverb page. You can find all kinds of cool stuff on there, on that Reverb page there. The case, what do they call it? Ballistic grade nylon.
Ballistic grade.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it'll double as a safety device for you. In today's world, you kind of need that, right?
So you're telling me I can fire that case out of a cannon?
Exactly. There's the neck. Nothing fancy about the neck, but it's got the gold key on the nickel-plated finish. These do come with a hard rubber mouthpiece and mouthpiece cap and kit all ready to roll for you. So top grade horn at a great price. The Selmer SAS511B. I can't find the zipper on there. It is. Okay. Try to reach all the way around there. All right, we'll set that down. And off with the gloves. And what's next, Max?
Now for something cool?
Now's the time for something cool. Yeah, absolutely. A quick little sip of the Hawaiian coffee there. I think it's been a while since we've had a little discussion about fine art. So I wanted to share with you an artist that I've recently been getting into. You may know I have a big interest in like classic pinup art of the 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know, artists like Alberto Vargas, George Petty, Gil Elvgren, and so on. But those guys they were inspired by other artists that came before them. And this is one of those artists. There's a difference between kind of commercial art and fine art. And this is one of the artists that crossed that border and was successful in both periods. But this is I'm just going to show you here, this book that I just acquired called Alphonse Mucha Masterworks. Alphonse Mucha was a commercial artist in the late 1800s, one of the pioneers in the Art Nouveau movement, did a lot of commercial work, but also did some fine art as well. And I just thought I would share a few images, but it is an extremely specific style. When you see this style, you know it's Alphonse Mucha. I'm a big fan of Maxfield Parrish, who came just a little bit later, but was also influenced by Alphonse Mucha. Czechoslovakian artist who was trained in Paris and then taught in New York and Chicago, and then moved back to his homeland to create a fine work masterpiece called the Slav Epic, which is a huge 20 panels, and each panel is like 20 feet by 30 feet. I don't know. They're just huge, this massive work, and showing the entire history of the Slavic people. But anyway, just to show you some more close-ups of the style of art here. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous work that he does. Nate was looking at this earlier, saying it's very fairy-like, or maybe even, kind of Lord of the Rings-like. And there may have been some influences there as well. There's a few others. Just going to pop these out. I got to be careful with some of the images here because he's painting a lot of women, but we want to make sure that we're not showing anything inappropriate here. This is a series of 4 panels that he did called the Seasons. So we've got summer, fall, winter, and spring on here. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. He did work for a lot of different companies, as well as different galleries. Here's an example of a couple pieces he did for the Champagne House, Moet and Chandon, or Chandon. I'm not exactly sure if I'm saying that right, but these are champagne bottle labels that he did. And his prime period was from like 1893 to 1903, and then he continued his work on through. I think he passed away in 1939. But the thing that kind of launched him into the art stratosphere was his work with the popular theater artist, or a theater actress, Sarah Bernhardt. She was one of the most popular actresses in the world at the time, and he became her primary, I don't know if publicist is the right word, but he did her posters for all of her works. And this is just a short example of some of the pieces there. And this book is absolutely full of all of this kind of stuff. He's got works exhibited all around the world. His main masterpiece, the Slav Epic, is I think it's in a cathedral in Czechoslovakia somewhere. but just one of the most beautiful styles. In fact, it's called the Le Style Muka. I can show you that here, or give it an attempt there. You can see there, Le Style Muka. So he created basically his own style that went on to become world renowned. And you know, his prints are still reproduced today and used on all sorts of I mean, he had stuff on everything, like cookie boxes and bicycles and just all kinds of other things. Here's another just absolutely beautiful piece here. I can go on and on about this, but this is just kind of a sampling of, you want to set a zoom? There we go. Yeah, you can zoom in on that. You can just see just how absolutely gorgeous this is. And the details are just insane. You can just sit and like dig in and find more and more in these shots. You know, as with many artists, they like to work in different mediums or train themselves in different media. His main work was commercial print art, but then he also worked in jewelry design for a while and created life, like actual pieces of jewelry based on the pieces in his artwork. So, like for example, that piece that I just showed you, that big kind of headdress piece, he can reproduce that like physically as a piece of amazing jewelry as well. So I can go on and on and on and on about this guy, Alphonse Mucha, because his art is just gorgeous. And I highly recommend getting out there and learning more about any artist. I mean, it doesn't have to be Alpha. You can pick your own artist, but you know, just experience some art. We went to the Crystal Bridges art gallery when my mom was visiting last week, and saw some amazing stuff there, you know, modern art as well as some classic art. So get out there, check out a museum, and just see some fun stuff. So that's my something cool. Like I said, I can sit here and talk about this guy for hours, but we got one more saxophone to show you. So we're gonna pop. Whoa, I'm losing my stuff here. Oh no.
Very nice, Greg.
Very nice. It's an important piece of information I need. Okay, there we go. Hi. All right, let's one more saxophone, shall we? Ooh. All right, we got a big one here, folks.
That looks hefty, Greg.
That way. What's that?
That looks hefty.
It is hefty. Hefty. This is a tenor saxophone, and we just got this one in this week as well. This is the Yamaha YTS82ZIIB Custom Z professional tenor sax. This is the saxophone to beat all other saxophones made by Yamaha. It is their top of the line piece, and I think is most well represented in this black finish, and you'll see why here once I pull this out of the case here. So we're kind of got a black instrument theme today. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to set that aside a little bit here. But here we go. This is the YTS82Z. This is Yamaha's top of the line professional horn in this gorgeous black lacquered finish. And then, of course, with the beautiful hand engraving that really just pops right off that horn. This is a great horn for any, you know, solo jazz artist, rock, R&B artist as well. I mean, this is a powerhouse of a horn. Yamaha makes several different professional models. They make this model, the 82Z. They make the 875EX Custom. They make the 62 series. And they all have their place, but they all are a little bit different in their bore design. They're a little bit different in their key ergonomics and layout. So they are unique in that regard. You know, some other companies, they'll produce one style of saxophone and then they'll just, you know, do different finishes on it or whatever, or tweak it a little bit. But these are definitely individually unique pieces by Yamaha, and many professional artists using this one. I think I spoke weeks ago about Grace Kelly, a Yamaha artist we saw, and she plays the 82Z Atelier model, which is something that we will have access to here, as we have now just become a Yamaha Shokunin select dealer. What that means is we will be able to have more and more higher end professional grade instruments from Yamaha. Handmade flutes, atelier saxophones, cryogenically treated trumpets. I mean, you name it, we're going to be able to have it all for you. And we're in the process of redoing our showroom here on the sales floor. So maybe we'll do an episode from that once we've got that done and show you what that's all about. But if you have any questions about any high-end professional grade Yamaha instrument, I'm your guy and I can answer all of those questions for you, and we can get them now. So if you want something amazing that not everybody else can get, we can do that for you. So just hitting the specs on this, same things that we talk about a lot: post to rib construction, high F sharp, front F, mother of pearl key touches, high grade, full fine adjustments throughout, metal pad, or excuse me, Italian leather pads with metal tone boosters, and adjustable thumb hook on the back, and in this gorgeous black finish. These are also available in in the new amber finish, which is kind of a dark cognac style lacquer. Also available in their just traditional gold lacquer, and then bright silver plating as well. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think there's like a solid silver option. I'd have to check on that. Don't quote me on that. But gold plated, I mean, you can get just all kinds of stuff on these Pro. And that's why they are the Custom Z, because you can customize them to fit your style. So there's the Custom Z logo there. And there's the beautiful engraving all the way down on the bow of the bell there with the gold inside the bell. All righty, guys, that is the top horn from Yamaha, the YTS82Z Mark II-B for black tenor sax, live on the website, palinmusic.com, or, you know, check out all those other sources. Here's the neck. I'm not going to unwrap it, but there's nothing fancy on the neck there. Comes as a full outfit, of course, hard rubber mouthpiece, and in this really elegant case. It's got a soft kind of cushiony feel to it, but it's just, Yamaha does it upright with these things. I love it. Okay, set that down there. So 2 saxophones and a clarinet for you today. I hope we can send one of those your way. So just find us and we'll get one out to you. I'd love to make that happen.
Very nice, Greg.
Very nice. All right, so what do we got left, Mr. Max?
I think we just got to share some words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. I've got some words of wisdom for you. This comes from a gentleman by the name of Dan Reynolds. If you're unfamiliar with Dan Reynolds, you need to look up the band Imagine Dragons. Very popular band in the early 2000s, maybe even late 90s, possibly. Are they that old?
No, they're from like the late 2000s.
Yeah, late 2000s, I think. So, a really, really great band. One of my wife's favorite, actually. And Dan Reynolds says this about music. He says, music speaks to people in a way that breaks down boundaries that words and actions sometimes can't. Yeah, deep thoughts by Dan Reynolds. Music speaks to people in a way that breaks down boundaries that words and actions sometimes can't. I think that's so true. And I think we can do more of that, you know, get more music out there in the world and break down, you know, it's find some common ground with folks, and, you know, there's nothing better to do that with than with music. So there you go. That's my piece of wisdom for the day. Thank you, Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons, for that wonderful quote. And I guess that brings us kind of to the end of the show here, folks. It has been a pleasure being here with you today. We'll be back here Friday morning at 9 a.m. Central next week to do this all over again. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those social media button things that you've got to do. And remember this, helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. And one last thing, thank you for the privilege of your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.